you see it popped up, a DoorDash stacked order, $15 just for a few miles. Seems like a no-brainer, right? Wrong. You're about to fall for the stacked order trap, and it is secretly killing your profits. Here's the deal. DoorDash is bundling a pretty good order with a no-tip nightmare, and they're hoping you're too busy to notice. They hide a garbage delivery behind a really good one, and if you accept it without a second thought, you could be working for free or even losing money. The algorithm is not your friend. It's a tool made to get every single DoorDash order delivered, even the trash that nobody wants. They need someone to take out the trash, and they're tricking you into doing it. But in this video, I'm going to show you their game. I'll walk you through exactly how to spot this trap, how to break apart their shady little bundles, and stick around because this is the stuff DoorDash really doesn't want you to know. So you might be thinking, what's the big deal? I'm still making $15, right? This is where the trap really gets you because that initial number is just bait. Let me paint a picture for you. You accept that stacked order. The first pickup is from a quick, reliable restaurant. You're in, you're out, no problem. But the second pickup, the no-tip order, is from a notoriously slow fast food place. You show up and they tell you it's just going to be another 15 minutes. All the while, the first customer's food, the really good tipped order, is slowly just dying in your car. Their fries are getting limp and cold. Their milkshake is just turning into milk at this point, and you're stuck. You can't leave. Every minute you wait there is a minute you're not earning, and your dollar per hour rate is tanking. You're getting stressed. Then you check the map and realize the drop-offs are in completely opposite directions. The few extra miles DoorDash advertised has turned into just a total headache and nightmare. You finally deliver that first order. The customer seems a little annoyed, and you can't blame them. Their food just took a 20-minute detour. You're just hoping they don't lower your tip or even worse, give you a 1-star rating. A bad rating can hurt your chances of getting good orders later on, and enough of them can honestly get you deactivated from DoorDash. Then you finally drop off the second order, the one you waited forever for. You swipe complete and final payout screen pops up. When you see it, the first customer whose food got cold tipped you $10 on a $2 base pay. The second customer, the one who made you wait and drive across town, big fat zero. Nothing. You just spent 20 minutes of your life and your own gas money to deliver that person's food for a measly $2. That's what you got paid for that one order. You basically paid to deliver their meal. That is the stacked order trap in action. It doesn't just lower your pay, it wastes your time, jacks up the cost, and risks your ratings, all while you do favors for the worst customers on the app. Okay, so what can you do as a Dasher? Honestly, DoorDash has taken away a lot of our capabilities when it comes to this. Years ago, you used to be able to see if you unassigned one order, what your total will be after you unassign it, so you can really tell the difference. They got smart and learned onto it. You can't do that any longer. First thing is you can go by a dollar per mile ratio. So if you're looking at a stacked order, and you should have probably a personal standard, maybe $1.50 to $2 per mile. Here's the thing with stacked orders. If they're going long distance, you want to make sure that it's worth your time going there and coming back. So it should be closer to that $2 per mile. At least that's my opinion. Whatever works for you in your area. If the offer is something like $15 for 10 miles, like that's a red flag. It might just be 2 average orders, but if it's $15 for 6 miles, it passes really the first test, right, of dollars per mile, and it's worth taking a look into. It's probably one good order carrying a bad one. For now, if the money to mile ratio looks good, your chances are you should go ahead and accept it, just knowing that one of those orders might be one of these tricked orders I was talking about. Yes, you have to accept it. You can't see the details, unfortunately, until you're actually in the order. Okay, here's the thing. Here's the next thing. Because it'll give you much information, you have to do a little detective work. There is no guarantee on which one of these is the bad order. But I'm going to give you an example to the one I had the other day. It was a $32 stacked order, and it was a shop and deliver. Now, the first one was at a regular grocery store. It was actually 21 units, and it was going close. The second one was a retail pickup. It was 2 items, but that was the longest one at 10 miles. What were the chances that the order was all the tips were in that 2 item going 10 miles? Really, honestly, slim to none. Now, you have to know what your cancellation rate is when you do this, because you don't want to cancel for no reason, but you want to be smart too. So what do? I did not feel like driving 10 miles for that retail pickup, and I'm glad I did, because when I unassigned just that one order, my order was $29. So the one that was going 10 miles away was most likely literally just base pay and no tip at all. I'm really glad that I canceled the order, I unassigned it, and I stuck to something close so I wasn't wasting my time going distances that I had no business doing. So you have to think smart. Unfortunately, you have to take a lot of these stacked orders at face value, because DoorDash doesn't say flashing red lights, this order has a no tip order in it or a low tip order in it. That's where the tricky part with DoorDash comes in. They're sneaky. They get you, and this is how they're getting orders delivered. Lastly, here is a pro tip. If you decide to unassign one of these orders, unfortunately, you're not going to get this information until after you unassign. But if you refresh your app and go back in up top, it'll actually show you what your new payout will be, and you'll know if you made the right decision or not. It's a gamble. I feel like DoorDash app itself is a complete gamble if you're doing the right or wrong thing with your earnings. I'm going to reiterate this because I think it's important. If you unassign, this is one quick warning, it does lower your completion rate. You have to keep that rate above 90% to stay active. So you can't do all these unassigns with every single stacked order, but at least you have a buffer if you know where you stand. You can use your unassigned strategically on absolute worst orders and seriously boost your hourly pay. Think of your completion rate as a tool that you can spend wisely to make more money, but always know where you stand. This is the kind of move that separates drivers who struggle from the drivers who succeed. I want to hear from you. What's the worst stacked order trap DoorDash has ever tried to send you? Drop a comment below and tell me your story. Let's call this practice out together. And if this video helped you out, hit that subscribe button. I'm always dropping new tips to help you make more money on the DoorDash app. Remember, you are the CEO of your own business. DoorDash is just a tool you use to turn it into a profit. The app is built for the company's bottom line, not yours, which is why they hide a lot of these crap orders in the stacked orders. So don't just blindly trust what it sends you. Question everything. Investigate your stacked orders. Be willing to burn a completion rate if you have them to save yourself 20 minutes and also sometimes a major headache. When you learn how to spot a good customer and drop a bad one, you don't just make more money, you give better service to the people who actually appreciate what you do. Stop falling for the DoorDash trap if you can. I know sometimes it's hard to detect which one of these have them in there, but knowing this and having the knowledge makes you a smarter driver. Next time you see a stacked order, look at it differently, analyze your screen, and make the best decisions for you and if it's worth your time. Be careful of the long distance ones because a lot of the times those are the ones that have the hidden ones inside of them. I said earlier in this video that if you drop below a 90% completion rate with DoorDash, you could risk deactivation. Well, there are fraudulent things Dashers are doing, tricks they're doing that get Dashers deactivated all the time. You're going to want to check this video out next to learn all about it so you're in the know. I'll see you over there.